And so what do you give up when you switch to Linux, and what do you get in return?
Okay.
Freedom. What I've gathered so far is that it's free, you can customize everything on Linux, and a lot of people say that it's the best. Have you tried Linux?
Is it loud enough?
Linux is way better. Linux is the best.
Well, there are people
I've been using
like
Windows for most of my life, and a few years ago I've fallen victim to Mac OS. But Linux, I've never dared to enter that garden. Who knows what deep, exotic creatures lie beneath.
By the way, chat, behave this
on the other side. So after reading just a few friendly comments trying to convert me into a Linux user, I decided, why not? Why should?
So who of you does use Linux? I love Linux. Made me feel like Hacker Man. Whatever you want. He's Slaneshi champion anyway. Okay. For work, I'm using it. Really? Like, I'm not sure if I can, if I can comprehend like what it is, kind of. But let's see. Maybe we learn.
And after watching a few tutorials, I decided it was time to install it for the first time. Now, this screen might not seem like I'm doing much here, but actually at this very moment, I was completely nuking.
Wait, you can have both on one PC? Okay.
My entire hard drive, reducing it to atoms, completely erasing it. I didn't realize this until I switched back to Windows.
Interesting.
Oh, bugger.
Uh-oh.
But now I've built a new PC with an AMD graphics card, which apparently is good for Linux, so I'm going to start this over. Now, during this whole process, there was one thought that kept bouncing inside my head. What?
Wait, is that already the Linux interface, basically? Well, I changed from Windows XP to Linux before since my PC used to have issues all the time.
Can you even do with Linux, the Penguin operating system? Or should I say, what can't you do with Linux? No, but seriously, when you switch from Windows to Mac, you give up some software that only exists on Windows, gaming, and some bloatware.
There's not really just one interface that sounds you can pick and choose from. Oh, okay.
In return for nice hardware and software integration, but a more controlled yet seamless, consistent operating system that works wonderfully within its ecosystem. And so what do you give up when you switch to Linux, and what do you get in return?
Okay.
Freedom. What I've gathered so far is that it's free, you can customize everything on Linux, and a lot of people say that it's the best. Now, obviously, there are many people that use their computers for a variety of different reasons. So here's what I use it for. I use my Mac mainly for video editing in Adobe Premiere Pro, making thumbnails in Adobe Photoshop, writing, recording videos like screen recordings or voiceovers, doing your normal everyday things in the browser, and light gaming. And by light, I mean helium light, very light, because it's macOS. Now on Windows,
I wonder if Lina will ever react to average Reddit experience. My guy, is it in the suggestion channel? I want to work through that soon. So I saw Warhammer, I clicked this fast. It's like, good. Hi, Tony. I will show you the Warhammer figurines after the video again.
I do heavy duty gaming, hardcore supermax, that's probably the name of some phone out there, and also some video editing sometimes. Also, I'm already aware that there's no Adobe software on Linux, and a few games that I play that have anti-cheat, like CS2, what anti-cheat, don't really work on Linux. But let's not get
what anti-cheats? Does it even have that like working properly?
Ahead of ourselves. My goal right now is just to install Linux and explore all the different things that you can do with it. Anyway, I chose to go with the Mint version of Linux first because...
Why they're different versions? It's like... I'm so confused.
It's best for beginners, aka me. So let us begin.
What is there else as Mint? Like purple?
The installation. First, I'm googling Linux Mint, and here on the homepage, I will be able to download the latest version. Boing. And if I scroll down, I'll be able to choose between the Cinnamon Edition, sleek, modern, and intuitive.
Those are the cutest version names ever.
Let's just go with this one. Since it's 2 gigabytes, this should take some time. The next thing we'll need is called Balena Etcher. It's basically a software, well, Balena Etcher is a free and open source. Okay, essentially we need this to put this Linux Mint file onto a USB stick. So I'm going to download this as well. Now the current plan is to install Windows on my
That's what
D
you're currently
drive.
using, the Mint version?
Right here. This is an SSD that I yoinked from my laptop and installed it on my new desktop PC, and it's actually the one that I nuked before with the previous Linux installation.
Oh no.
It should have more space. While things are still downloading, I'll open disk utility. I mean create and format hard disk partitions utility or disk management. And here let's quickly find the SSD, which is here. And as you can see, it has these two partitions which I used before for Linux. Let's make sure that it's empty now, and it is empty. So I'm going to right click, delete volume, and delete volume here as well. Sure, delete this one as well. Now my D drive is gone. So to put it back, I'm going to create a new simple volume. Make sure it's the maximum size.
So you have the size back as like one whole
click
thing.
Next a bunch of times. So I have my new D drive with a little more space for Linux. Also, if you want to rename your disk, you can double click on the name and rename it to whatever
it's going quite fast.
want.
I mean, I'm able to follow so far, so it's pretty good. So he just made more space. That's to short it down.
Balena Etcher app, which will run me through the installer, hopefully, and actually didn't even have to do anything. It's already installed. Then I'll plug in my universal serial bus, the USB. I'm going.
Wait, what? Okay, I might sound stupid.
It's already installed. Then I'll plug.
I might sound stupid, but I did not know that. I did not know that USB is universal serial bus. That's such a funny name. Oh my god.
Plug in my universal.
I'm so happy we learned something new that it's funny.
Serial bus, the USB. I'm going to choose to flash from file.
You feel like
and
Hacker
select
Man?
the linuxmint.iso file. Click open, then select the target, which is my USB, and flash. Yoink, a white blob opened up, which means that there's some processing going on, and there is some processing going on.
Some flashing.
Mission successful. Now I can safely delete the Linux Mint ISO file, and also the Balena Etcher installer, and also Balena Etcher itself. I'm going to open the file location, then go to local, and yeet it out to the trash can. Beautiful. Okay. So next, the goal is to restart my computer, and somehow...
I have to say, so far, this is... I'm not sure if this is like a proper tutorial, right? It's just like how he did it. But the way he's presenting it is very amusing to me and very entertaining. I wish every tutorial would be like that.
Somehow boot into that USB so that it loads whatever is on the USB and not Windows. So now I have to figure out how to get to the boot menu on my motherboard. My motherboard is the Asus Prime 650B Plus.
It's probably
and I typed in
many
boot
ways.
menu, which gave me a PDF link to my motherboard's manual. To enter BIOS at startup, press delete or F2. So essentially I need to restart my computer and smash the delete key or the F2 key to enter BIOS. So let's do this procedure.
Enjoy. Smash.
By the way, function...
That's a cute keyboard. What the heck? Look at this cutesy patootsy.
Question mark is delete.
Do you have keyboards like this? Those super minimalistic ones? Because like I have a massive Razer one. What he's doing. I have just a massive one from Razer. It has like too many buttons. Not really. It's nice when people explain so simply. Yeah.
For me because I have a 60% keyboard.
I wish I have a boring one.
Oh, didn't work. Boom, we're inside BIOS. Now down here it says boot menu, and I need to press F8 to get to the boot menu. So I'm going to press F8, and here I can select my USB.
I still remember the times where the BIOS did not have a mouse. Dude, that was sometimes BIOS system without a mouse, and you had to like look at everything to find the right button to press. Got the cheapest one I could find. Fair.
Beautiful. Now here we
I stretched my hand across my whole table to reach the laptop on the far end of the table.
have a bunch of options. The first one is Start Linux Mint and a bunch of other things. So I'm going to pick the first one and click Enter. And, something's happening. And... a mouse. And boom, we are in. Now this whole thing here is like a temporary space that I can tinker with if I want. But if I restart my computer...
I still don't use the mouse in them since I'm too used to it from the without the mouse. Fair, fair. It do be convenient though. Mila and Aurora have a motherboard with a mouse function at this point.
Computer, everything will be reset to what you see here because I still need to install Linux Mint, and there's a little CD here that will let me do that. CD's nuts. So I'm going to click on
Where's private for this nut joke?
install Linux Mint, and now it will let me actually install it. This is your typical installation process. I'm going to choose English, continue, continue again. Here it's asking whether I want.
It's kind of interesting. Hello, oh thank you, Shorty. It's kind of interesting that even though he is already on the Linux system, basically, that it's not installed yet. Kind of interesting.
To install multimedia codecs, and I'm going to choose yes because they're required to play some video formats and to properly render some websites. So I want that. Continue. Oh, the wheel looks weird. Okay, and this part looks familiar. It's the part where I erased my entire hard drive the previous time. So let's do this carefully. This computer currently has Windows Boot Manager on it. What would you like to do? I would like to install Linux Mint alongside Windows. Yes. Continue. Next, I have to select my drive. Why is it only giving me this one? That's suspicious. Well, this is the one I need, so let's ignore that. Allocate drive space by dragging the divider below. So essentially, it's asking me how much space I want to leave for Linux and how much space I want to leave for Windows on this hard drive. Let's do 200 gigabytes for Linux.
Makes sense.
And please don't delete everything else. You cannot undo this operation.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what I like
if you mess up there, congratulations.
to hear. Well, later.
That's why, by the way, I'm building Magnus this year. Magnus will be my storage PC. So everything I have will be on Magnus. He will be like my bastion of everything. So if anything happens to Mila or Aurora, I could not care less. As long as Magnus is alive.
There she goes.
Good call, really?
Okay, it's probably important that I understand what this means. The partition tables of the following devices are changed. /dev/
Forcing PC to store all the smart collection. No, that's in my bookshelf.
NVMe 1 and 1. That looks like this one because this is the same as this.
That
maybe.
one.
The following partitions are going to be formatted. Partition 2 of my SSD as ESP. I'm assuming this is the format that it's going to give
Magnus
my
the
SSD.
Drake's
And
Fortress of
partition 3 of
knowledge.
my
Yeah,
SSD
I'm not a Drake
as
though.
XT4. Maybe this means exFAT, which is also a format that hard drives use. But from what it seems, all of this only affects this SSD, which is currently
Magnus is a new Cortana AI assistant? No, it's just a tank.
empty for me. So
Alexandria of Smut.
Who are you? Name, dog. Computer name. Computer, powerful. Weak password. You're weak. Encrypt my home folder. Why not? Continue.
Okay.
Installation has finished. Once I restart, I
exFAT
should
looks funny.
be
Sounds
in.
funny. Yeah.
I mean, it's blinking.
Drake means
so
dragon
probably
though.
it's doing
It's
something.
but you link that nowadays
And
with a
boom,
specific
welcome
type of
to
dragon.
Linux Mint. This screen will guide you.
made
Let's
it.
go. Let's go with dark mode. We have a few styles here. Let's keep it like this for now. Let's go into advanced settings.
Yeah, it is like a funny Linux tutorial for from someone who never had it before. It's very entertaining to me. Hopefully for you too. Hello, Adrian. And I just wanted to know because I never knew like what it is behind Linux actually. So I just wanted to educate myself, and you have to suffer with me together. Enjoy while I eat my food.
Settings. Change the mouse pointer to.
You can choose the mouse pointer. Okay. Thank you, Zolti.
Breeze snow. Ooh, very nice. The applications from this blue color to something like purple. The icons to something like Yarrow purple dark. Everything just changed down there. And our desktop, let's change to mint Y purple. Okay, that was easy. I'll come back to all of these settings later. Before I continue, I'm going to look for display settings, and hopefully I can increase the user interface scale so that everything becomes bigger. That is too big. Let's go into settings and enable fractional scaling controls. I remember this not working really well before, but hopefully this works better. Let's do 150%. Well, Yeah, that doesn't seem to work. So let's stick to 100% for now. One thing that I'm realizing is that
Lina is actually a big nerd interested in Linux. I never said anything else. I never said anything else. Who do you think built those computers?
probably mouse acceleration is
help.
turned on. So I'm going to try to search for settings. Yes, there were system settings. Oh, acceleration. Constant?
Acceleration.
Yes, constant, please. Oh, much better. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. I think I need to install some graphics card drivers for the display scaling to work properly. So I'm going to try to do that within Driver Manager. No drivers needed. Your computer does not need any additional drivers. Never mind. Okay, so why can't I go into display settings and change my refresh rate, for example? It's not supposed to be 93 hertz. It's supposed to be 100.
If I build a PC for myself, I might just use Arc Linux, like Pewds. Is that a different type of Linux? Kinda? Like a different sub version?
44 hertz, but it says unknown display. So immediately I'm having random problems. Let's minimize this thing and try to troubleshoot.
Other version?
I put in the only command I know, neofetch, into my terminal, and here it says that my CPU, my processor, is the actual processor that I'm using, but then it says that my GPU is AMD ATI device. That's not my GPU. So
no, probably like the motherboard GPU, right? Usually, like he had could be. He did not mention what kind of motherboard he had.
probably right now Linux isn't finding my graphics card, which is probably fixable. Oh, wait, I forgot. To paste something into the terminal, you press not Control V, but Control Shift V. Professional Linux user. Okay, what the hell is this? This is not a...
What the hell is this? My PC is a Frankenstein of hands me down and spit and hope. I feel that. I feel that, Tony. I had Frankensteins all the time until I had enough money to actually make some proper ones.
Seamless experience.
Different
right
type of
now. Video memory,
Linux
accelerated device. No idea what that means. Asus is my motherboard, so I'm assuming that this one is my dedicated graphics card, and this one is a built-in graphics card.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me anything.
There were multiple mentions on it.
By the way, if you're
One can dream. Tony, never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. Don't let something like this stop you.
Windows and Linux, like
Limited resources actually make you more creative.
I'm doing right now, which means you're using Linux and Windows on the same computer, you can access the files that you have on Windows from Linux, which is
that is
very
nice.
Let's go into users, my user, wallpapers, and boom, we can yoink a wallpaper. Very nice.
Very nice.
That tells a lot. Ooh, now my GPU shows up. Does this mean that I can scale my display? No. At least now it shows up.
Interesting.
Welcome to Update Manager. This tool provides your operating system with software and security updates. Ooh, this might update everything, and maybe that fixes the display settings issue. Boom! Okay, reboot required. So I'm going to restart, and hopefully it's fixed. And we're back in. For some reason, the welcome screen is back, and the moment of truth, that's not good. I still can't change the resolution or the refresh rate. Can I set a different scaling other than 100 or 200? No. Perfect. Just what I like to see. So I'm going to stick with trying to solve this issue first. And
I have to say that would freak me out already. Like something so simple and it's not working easily. I mean, I do not know yet. Please do not spoiler me. I hope you will find out. If it's something super small, like I worked for a software company and sometimes customers want something and it's achievable, but this little achievable part is like some little box you have to tick. And then it changes everything. So I kind of wait for that moment, actually.
And once I do,
kind of wait for that moment right now.
Because I had this working before on my laptop with an NVIDIA GPU, which is supposed to be worse for Linux. And now I have an AMD GPU, which is supposed to be easier. Okay, what I've gathered so far is that if I see driver and...
That's the thing with Linux, very customizable, but very expert mode. I got very angry at times. Oh boy, I hope you didn't hit your PC though.
A, and here inside of system information, next to my graphics card, I can see Sapphire driver and A, and here it also says ASUS driver and A, which means that the kernel did not load the driver. At least now I know what's happening. Open source drivers, including Intel and AMD, are included in the Linux kernel. In most cases, when these drivers do not load, it means the kernel currently being used is too old to have the necessary drivers. Okay, this seems promising. Let's go into Update Manager, view Linux kernels. I've obviously been here before, and I need the 6.5 kernel, which is
eating my dinner during my recovering. I kind of went on a diet, rich in vitamin C, fiber, protein, other stuff to help with healing. Good job, Monty. Before working with Linux, buy a punching bag. Fair.
this one. Install, I suppose. Boink. Maybe this works. Okay,
Boink.
let's restart and see what happens now. We're back. The startup screen is again here. Show this dialog on startup. That's why it keeps reappearing. And again, the moment of truth. Wait, I think the refresh rate is higher, huh? Let's go. After like an hour and a half.
Okay, it was some kind of... But you have to know something like that. So this is something that is also all the time when I was in the company, right? You can do a lot, but you just have to know that you can do it and where you can do it.
I finally fixed the first issue. Finally, I can change my display resolution. What happens if I do 150 scaling? Yes, it works. Oh, okay. We have successfully infiltrated the Linux operating system. And I can finally start...
Yeah, it's always... They're just roundups, man. It's just like if you buy, let's say, a 2 terabyte a storage SSD, for example, it's not on 0.2 terabyte. It's a bit less.
Start messing around. It only took minimal troubleshooting. Okay, so let's start with
because
the
of the
start
way
menu. I don't think it's called the start menu.
The storage
and here
system
there are
works.
a bunch of pinned...
I find this so frustrating. It is because technically you get scammed. You buy something for a number that you do not get. Everything has a solution. You just need to find it, and when you start repeating things, you should sleep on it. Yeah.
Things like the Firefox browser, the software manager, which helps you install different applications, the settings, the terminal, and your file system. So let's first head into the settings and explore what we can do here. Backgrounds. There are a bunch of included backgrounds. Of course, I'm going to use my background, link in the description. Let's go into effects. New windows or unminimizing existing ones. Traditional, fly, move. Let's do fly for everything. Ooh, I can change how fast or slow the animation speed is. So what if I do slow? Also...
Okay, hear me out. Please do not be mad. I think something like this, yes, it is kind of cool, but your PC interface is not a PowerPoint presentation. I'm sorry.
One thing I already love in Linux is when you pick up a window, you get this different cursor, the one that points to different directions. I think
that is cool.
Makes so much sense.
That is
I would
cool.
love for this to happen on Windows and Mac OS.
Let us have fun. Of course.
Right now you just get the default arrow cursor.
Of
What do we
course,
have
angry.
in accessibility? High contrast. That's nice, except the icons are not super nice. Actions. Add desklets. Create a new launcher. Display settings. Oh, I think this is the right-click menu. Add desklets. Change desktop background. It's here. So you can customize your right-click menu. And you can download more things that you can add into your right-click menu.
That is actually nice.
Cool. You can add something that will
nice.
Restart your computer, or you can take a...
And in PP PowerPoint, Adrian, be careful if you use PP because PP is usually penis. So, and in penis, you should use the same transition for the time penis.
Screenshot just from the right-click menu. Pretty cool. DaVinci audio adjustment. I should actually try editing. Applets. What the hell are applets? The applet will let you add icons of widgets in the taskbar. So, so it's here probably. These are called applets in Linux. Okay, if I select it and add plus, it should appear here. If I add it again, it briefly appears and disappears. Okay, what about the on-screen keyboard? Oh, this one works. So if I click on it, I will have the keyboard accessible for use with my mouse. Scale. I can quickly change the scale.
That's kind of nice if you have a laptop where you can like touch, right? So you have like something to touch and then you have like a keyboard, or I don't know, an iPad, if you can even use a Linux on an iPad or something like that. I don't really like how it looks. The texture is kind of odd. You mean the Linux system for now? I mean, you can customize apparently everything, so I'm pretty sure you can customize even that. If you can't customize your freaking mouse cursor and stuff like that, I think this is the easiest thing to do.
Never mind. This is mission control. Extensions. I don't have any extensions. If I'm going to download...
If the PP is small, why bring PP at all? Like taskbar.
We can download extensions, transparent panels, G-tile. Tile your windows as you like. So you can just install a bunch of features into your operating system just like that. That's crazy. We'll leave it for later. Hot corners. I know what hot corners...
Do you know how I feel when I see all those plugins and little gimmicks? I feel like when I discover new plugins for OBS. Like there's sometimes little knickknacks and things you can install to make your life a little bit easier. And that is really convenient. So I get the appeal for people using Linux if you have that as well, or like all the time, because I have the same kind of feeling with OBS in that regard.
Are from macOS and they're really useful. On macOS, I have this corner
like Streamabot
to show my desktop. So if I move my mouse here, it should show the desktop. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh,
panel.
interesting.
Oh, this is where I can customize the taskbar. How can I move these to the middle? Yeah, how do I move this green thing? I can configure the menu as well. Use a custom icon and label. What if I just do like this?
And also, even though it's like a tutorial video, kind of, right? It's still very entertaining because of the way he speaks and the way he thinks. So it is, for me personally, I hope you're not bored, but for me personally, it's really not boring at all. It's kind of interesting to also see what's possible and what not, like having this little play moment. I have 17 extensions on my Firefox right now. What kind of extensions are those? That is a lot.
Looks nice. I still haven't figured out... Oh! Now it moved to the center. Okay, so it was possible. Well, never mind. Now everything is in the center and the menus are...
I'm learning a lot on how to explain it. That is nice!
So this is where you set your default applications. Windows. Buttons layout. How is this classic Mac? Let's just have them on the right. Action on title bar, double click. Toggle maximize. Exactly what I want. Action on title bar, middle click. So if I middle click with my mouse button, nothing happens. Minimize? Can I close? Toggle shade, toggle minimize? No, I can only minimize. I would like to close with the middle click. Action on title bar with mouse scroll. Shade and unshade, adjust opacity. Oh, I can make them more...
that is actually cool. That is cool.
Less visible. I'm not sure why would I want that, but that's there. I love that when you hover over a setting, it just explains what it is without me having to Google it. Location of newly opened windows. Automatic, cursor, manual, center. Let's do cursor. So now if I launch
I have a stupid question, but I never experienced Linux or anything related to it. Who invented this? Who invented this? Because you have to have some type of autism to invent this.
Terminal should appear next to my cursor. Yes, this is so good. Draggable border width. Look at how far the border extends from where I can grab the window.
What does that mean, Henry?
You can customize this. There's a sound for when you close and minimize windows. Okay, let's just enable them. Okay, so those were the settings. So now let's try to actually do something within Linux. My first idea is to compile a list of things that I would normally do with a computer and try to accomplish it with Linux. So let's try and pull up a text editor, install an application, take a screenshot, create a folder alias. How do you type alias? I think that's it. Crop image, convert image file format, install a game, play the game, use virtual desktops, multitask, with keyboard shortcuts, create a folder using the terminal, uninstall a program, and install a font. And I think that's good.
That is some solid user cases. I'm really curious if you can do everything without issues.
12 tasks. So first, install an application. Now there are a couple ways to do this. One with the terminal and the other one by using the program manager or software manager. So let's first do it the easy way with the software manager, and then we'll do it the hard way.
Linus,
actually, it's not that hard with the terminal. Let's do GIMP. It's going to be my first time using GIMP. It's essentially open source Photoshop. So let's install it. That was easy. Install application. Check. Can you put emojis? Where's the nerd emoji? Now we have an emoji to put next to each task. So we installed it through the software manager, and now I can look for it,
Windows,
GIMP, and open it. Ooh, that actually started up.
I have to say, yes, GIMP is free and a valid resource or like source to edit your photos, but man, I hate it. I hate the interface a lot.
Faster than Photoshop. Didn't expect that. Next, let's try to install something through the terminal. Let's do something like VLC. So to install something through the terminal, you do sudo apt install and then the program name. I'm pretty sure just putting in VLC will not work, so I still need to figure out what I need to
being
put
a
in
real
for
hacker
VLC.
here, huh?
VLC media player for Ubuntu. Boom. Sudo snap install VLC. Does it work? VLC is already the newest version. I think it's already installed. There it is. So let's try another program like Discord for
YouTube enhancer, return YouTube dislike privacy badger. I don't care about cookies. What? Oh, those are the extensions. Oh.
for example. Discord install Linux. Well, that's the third way, I suppose. It's downloading a file with the deb extension, which means Debian, I think. And basically, Linux Mint is from the Debian Linux family, so it should work. Now, I download it into my downloads folder, and here it is. If I double click, it should install Discord. Install package. An unhandable error occurred. Can't close this for some reason. What's Alt F4 on Linux? How do you force quit something? Let's add force quit something to our task list. Let's leave this to the side for now until we get back to it, and let's see how to install Discord. Linux Mint stands on the shoulders of giants. It's based on Debian and Ubuntu, so the Debian installer should work. Install package. Same version is already installed. So did it install before and just gave me a random error? Oh, maybe. Discord is already here. And there we have Discord.
Well, it was just a random notification.
Or discordapp.com/app?1273. So we can safely say that we installed an application. Now, I want to complete the bonus thing that I added, force quit an app. I'm not sure if this is an app, but it's definitely something that has crashed. So I want to eliminate it from my field view. Inside of the terminal, type in sudo xkill, then click on any window to kill it. Sudo xkill, select the window whose client you wish to kill with button 1, and it turned into an X cursor. Boink. That was really cool. Take a screenshot. Let's try and look for just a screenshot app. Maybe it exists. Screensaver. No. Oh, screenshot. Take a screenshot, screen, window, or selection. Let's screenshot the calculator. What if I do window, take screenshot, and that's the screenshot. Let's explore what's possible to do in this image app. What if I go into edit? Flip horizontal, vertical, rotate, move to trash, delete, and preferences. So it seems like there's no option to crop an image here, which is something that I would love to see, but I'm pretty sure that there's another
Hangry, did you eat something? You seem a bit hangy.
Photos app that lets you do that. Side pane, image properties, name, width, height, type, file size. This is really useful. I'm keeping this on. Okay, solid Photos app. Also, I keep having to right click and move to trash instead of just being able to delete something. So I'm going to find out a shortcut for deleting files. There are two ways to delete files on Linux. First, you press a delete button. I know, I was impressed too. It doesn't let me though. Oh, let's completely ignore that. Create a folder alias. I'm assuming you can create a new folder with Control-Shift-N, just like on Windows or Mac. And let's try to create an alias. So right-click and sharing options. Properties. Didn't work so well. What if I do it inside of my file manager? It doesn't seem like it's in this right-click menu, but I'm pretty sure that I can customize this right-click menu.
I'm doing good. My purple dahlia is like 80% open. Really cool. Really cool. Good job. They're going so well in your garden. I'm a bit jelly. Being honest, I'm supposed to be working, but Linux with the homies first. Hagrid, don't distract yourself. I don't want to get in trouble when you're at work.
What if I go to properties, permissions, share emblems? I can add an emblem to a folder.
Hello, welcome.
That's crazy. Anyway,
that's
so
cute.
how do you make an alias? It seems like all the answers are for making aliases through the terminal, which is fine, but I want to just make it through the file system. Maybe it's a keyboard shortcut that copies it, Shift, that moves it, Control copies it as well, Control Alt, Alt Shift, Control Shift, Control Alt Shift. I'm running out of shortcuts. How did I do that? Link to Shrek. So it's called link. I think it was Control Shift. Yes, it's Control Shift and then you drag a folder. So if I open this, it should take me to my Shrek folder. Okay, what if I create a folder inside here? So now Shrek 2 should be inside of Shrek as well. Yes, didn't even have to use the terminal. Crop image. So as we've seen before, you can't really crop
such a
something.
good de-googling tool. I mean, this was better than doing work anyway. No, you. I don't want to get you in trouble though. If no. If you can't focus on your work, I want you to go. You will not get in trouble at work just by watching the stream and being distracted and not getting your task done, okay?
Inside of the
LibreOffice
Photos
is a good
app,
thing.
let's actually go into the
Also a
software
free
manager
source.
and look for a different app for photos.
Isn't Libre also powered by open, like, how was the name? Like, no, not something open. I forgot.
If you need a basic tool for image
Too late. My
management,
boss is
consider
watching the
Pix,
stream
an
with me on my
interviewer and
phone.
browser.
Wait, what? Angry. How many people are you showing me to? I feel embarrassed. Open source. Thank you. I have to focus on work so can't get dragon goodies like phone items. I saw what you did, Spirit. Thank you so much. I saw what you did. If it arrives on point, I will take it to Germany and cuddle with it.
So I have this already, no? Drawing or Pix. Oh, this is like Microsoft Paint, and there's a crop tool immediately there. Boink, completely cropped. Look at it now. Convert image file format to another format. Now you can very easily do this on macOS with the right-click menu. So let's see how hard it's going to be on Linux. I'm assuming I can just do that within the Drawing app. If I do File Save As, I should be able to do a different format. Never mind. I mean, I can type in a different extension, but I'd like to choose. Whoa.
Oh no.
Okay, so is it actually JPEG now? Type JPEG. Oh, so I just had to change the file name extension that it's going to be.
I mean, I knew that.
Not the way I imagined it would go, but look at the masterpiece that we created. Install a game. Let's pick a game that doesn't have anti-cheat, something like, I don't know, Minecraft. Let's try Minecraft. Should I try and install Arch, by the way? Downloaded the...
By the way, when Minecraft was purchased by Windows or Microsoft, I hated the whole experience merging my Mojang account with freaking Microsoft. I hated it. I needed help. It was so complicated. I felt like a boomer. I needed help from a friend because, man, it was so complicated. Hello, Star Sky. It was so complicated. Who the frick came up with that shit? Just who? Why? Dawn to War as well. Oh god, I hated that.
File once again. Install package. Continue. Same version.
I couldn't figure it out. I asked a friend. I was like, hey, I need help. Here's my team viewer. Please help me with Minecraft. You are. He loves the shit out of Minecraft. He's playing it since he was 13. He learned how to code with Minecraft. So I'm like, just do whatever. Just make it happen. I want to play Minecraft for fuck's sake.
Have Minecraft. Let's put the masterpiece here safely. I mean, it's setting everything up, so that's pretty good. And I think we're in Minecraft launcher. While it's downloading, let's explore some more mouse cursor options. DMZ Black. How does this one look like? Looks good. We have successfully installed a game. Okay, let's try to play the game. Now, I have to say, playing Minecraft wasn't an issue on Linux, but screen recording it was a horrible nightmare. Look at this.
Uh-oh.
What is that? What are all of these weird artifacts? I can't even see anything. Now, I did this with an app called Simple Screen Recorder, and you may have noticed that in different parts of the video, there are these weird artifacts. I guess the screen recorder is so simple, it just records a blob. And after trying a bunch of different settings with the Simple Screen Recorder, I decided to try and use good old OBS, which is essentially a go-to screen recording software for Windows. That one was even worse. Trying to record any gameplay footage
oh my lord, look at that. It looks horrible. It looks horrible.
On Linux either gives me this weird mess or just a single frame like this for the whole recording. So that's that. But the game itself works great. So Minecraft worked, but I wasn't able to show it. Use virtual desktops. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. I'm pretty sure you can switch virtual desktops with Control-Alt.
I have a question for... can you name me normal use cases where you need a virtual desktop? Can you name me user cases where you would actually need that?
And right and left arrow. Oh, they're called workspaces. Let's do Control, Alt, and Up, which should reveal them. And I can add more and switch between them. Now, I'm wondering what happens if I have two Firefox windows like this, and then I put one of them inside my first workspace.
Looking on source pages, isolating as a security boundary at work, shift between game and your actual work. Oh, at work not get caught watching stream. Mm. I'm not sure. I never do. Try some weird stuff and blowing PC. Interesting. What are you blowing your PC with?
Can I switch between them with Control Tab? No. So if you use Control Tab, you'll only be able to see apps that are open within this workspace. If I switch to my first workspace, I can now see all of the apps that are open in this workspace. So they're essentially completely separated, which is pretty cool. And we used virtual desktops. Multitask with keyboard shortcuts. Well, this can mean a variety of different things, but what I meant here was snapping windows and also opening and switching between apps with
when you need an isolated environment, when object game download ECT could be dangerous. That is fair. That is fair. That's what extra monitors is for. I guess maybe if you could have one monitor and need a different flow setup. I have a question though for the Spirit. I know you might know that. So Spirit, I saw on Twitter that a VTuber got hacked because she opened a PDF file from an email she thought would be a sponsor, like a big sponsor, right? And she opened the PDF, and this is how they got access to her data, to her session directly. Not even like a password snatch. It was a direct stream into her session. So even like, well, I don't know. How can I protect myself from that? Aside of not clicking on those PDFs. Aside from that, would that help me if I have an isolated environment? If I want to check those PDFs, kind of, for example. Don't open shit on my PC. Never open an attachment. I mean, I never do. I never do.
So I'm assuming the Windows
but I'm really
key
curious.
Or the super key and the right arrow snap.
I will continue watching while you're writing. Always use a virus scan beforehand. I'm not sure if a virus scan can detect that. I'm not sure if a virus scan could detect that. Also, I have an additional question. I know like two-factor security is a thing, right? But if you're getting a freaking stream into your session, this will not save you. How about a third thingy verification where you have like a USB stick that has to be physically in your PC? If I plop it out, would that destroy the session to protect myself as like an emergency move, basically? That would also be very interesting. You can scan files before running them, but that's always assuming the antivirus know what to look for. That is fair. If you run on separate VM, yes, could help isolate it, but and if you only had that email client or whatever running in that VM. There are physical security keys for two-factor authentic. No, it's like three-factor authentication at this point because you have like normal password, then your phone, and the physical thing. Yeah. I mean those kind of keys where it's like a little USB stick that you can have at home. I heard a lot of bigger creators use those type of things, and since I get like a fat PC for all of this shit, I was like, maybe I should start protecting better. There's also like USB killers. PC never get USB killers unless needed. The USB killer kills anything device related. Isolated is for anything that is suspect, unknown. Also never download click links of someone you don't fully trust. Even when you trust someone, be careful as it could be hacked. Maybe we do an online security practice channel on Discord. That would be actually really cool. Spirit, that is a good idea. Then we can also put like warnings and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm still wondering like how to get more protection and have some kind of like
Hatchlings, I'm here to inform you that there are some ads coming up soon.
Thank you, Mila. And have like some kind of worst case, a possibility if something happens, you never know, right? That I can do to just shut it down so nobody can access to anything anymore aside from me. Also, email spoofing was a problem. I don't know what I fixed. Thank you, idea. I will send a video about USB killers. Interesting but dangerous for any device. Okay. I opened the bucket.
The left one also snaps. The top one, oh, why does it do this? I never use this. I always maximize to the top. So now when I want to maximize a window, I have to press not once, but twice. Hopefully I can change this somehow in settings. Let's see.
Maybe like switch it up. Maybe working.
It's not that big of a deal. So essentially the super key or the Windows key and arrow keys snap windows to different places of your screen. And if you just press the super key, you get the taskbar. Now what's kind of surprising to me is how fast this works, especially coming from Windows. I can type in anything and it's essentially instant. It's not as powerful as Alfred or Spotlight on macOS. However, I'm pretty sure that there's an app out there for Linux that has a similar set of features like Alfred. It's essentially like a universal search bar that opens different apps, files, does calculation.
I didn't know something like that exists. That is new to me personally.
And even searches Google. Can I do quick calculations here? No. So yeah, I will probably search for an app similar to Alfred that adds that feature. There's no way it doesn't exist.
Yes, Adrian, what is it? What is it? Did something happen?
Also, I'm aware that tiling window managers exist, which basically let you switch between different apps.
Stop snoring. I'm not. Just don't say that. Thank you, Zolti.
With only keyboard shortcuts. For example, something like Super F would take me to Firefox and so on. But I'm not going to try one out for this video. Create a folder using the terminal. I know how to do this on macOS, so hopefully it works the same on Linux. At least I think it should. Let's do ls, which means list, to see where the hell I am in my file system. I'm pretty sure this is the user folder. Let's double check. Or maybe it's the home folder. It has all of these listed out. So let's create a folder on the desktop. Let's first go into the desktop. So CD for change directory, and then desk. There's autocomplete. Very nice. So now I'm on my desktop, and to create a new folder, I'm pretty sure it's mkdir for make directory. It's a fancy name for a folder, and let's name it Shrekt. How long ago did I make the terminal video? 3 months ago, and I still haven't forgot this. Very nice.
Good job.
Uninstall a program. Let's install something so that I can uninstall something. Let's do Obsidian, and it's installed. So the first way to uninstall something is straight from...
I heard so many things about Obsidian, but I still stick to Notion, to be honest. I don't know. I work with Notion for so long now that I don't think I could get used to Obsidian at this point.
From the software manager, I could just click remove. That's the first way. The second way is to go into your start menu or the Linux menu, right click and choose uninstall. The third way, I'm pretty sure there are more ways, is of course by using the terminal. I'm going to say sudo, which is essentially run as administrator. apt, this is the package manager. Think of it like the software manager where you can install a bunch of apps, but there are just hundreds, if not thousands more apps that you can install through it. Then for installing something, you would say install, but to uninstall, let's do remove, and I'm going to paste in the Obsidian. Never mind. Let's just try Obsidian. Maybe that works. I'm pretty sure it won't work. Yes, I'm able to locate package Obsidian. If you want to bring up the same command that you pasted in before, just click the up arrow and it's back. I'm not sure how to find out a name of a package without going into the software manager and then looking for the app that you installed. And here's the name, or of course I can use Google. And then I'm pretty sure it's this name that I need to paste in here. Obsidian.obsidian. Does this work?
Linapsidian has been deleted. Hey, no.
I'm pretty sure there's a way, but I'm just going to uninstall it by right-clicking and choosing uninstall. There it is. It's no longer here. Install a font. Let's do the Vsauce font. You can place the font files somewhere under user share fonts. So let's first open this one and extract the font file. Can I search for directories here? No. So /user is probably here. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's called the root folder. User share, right click, open as root, basically means open as administrator, I'm pretty sure. And if I put it here, the font should be installed. So if I type something here, I should be able to go here and choose the Vsauce font, which means that I installed it successfully.
Yeah, good
Check
job.
and access clipboard history. I'm not sure this is possible, so I'm immediately going to Google it. The clipboard has no history by default, but you can add a clipboard manager like clipped on the system. Let's try copy Q. Okay, it's installing a lot of things. By the way, on Windows, you can access your clipboard by pressing Windows V on your keyboard. It's also where you can find the nerd emoji. Cinnamon just crashed.
Oh,
They're currently running
no!
fallback mode. I'm going to try to log out and log back in and see if this is resolved. What a weird application. Oh, Cinnamon just crashed. So something's up with this clipboard app, which I'm probably going to uninstall. It's also super cool that when the operating system crashes, I can still use it somehow. On Windows, everything would go white and I couldn't press anything. So let's look for another clipboard manager. Let's try Parcelite. Okay, installing stuff through the terminal is kind of convenient. And so it has an option to install itself. Oh, that's my clipboard. I'm an idiot. Let's see. If I click on this one, it should... Oh, it just copies the thing I click. Okay, and with that, we are finished. So how's my Linux experience? Well, apart from some screen recording issues, everything went pretty smooth. Of course, I haven't even dipped my toes into the Linux world, haven't even tried a bunch of the apps like tiling window managers or different workflows. I just peeked.
Yeah, but it's a great overview to just get started and like take away the fear, right? Because it's like so advanced, let's say that. So I think it's like a big success.
But from the basic tasks that I've done, I can safely say that if you're not planning to record any gameplay footage, you don't use any Adobe software or anything else that's not available on Linux, then for the average person who spends most of their time inside of their browser anyway, I don't see why Linux is a bad option. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, just like every OS out there. And so right now, my favorite desktop operating system is...
S! I wanted to know! I wanted to know what it is. Oh man, I wanted to know. Commands. So Tony, where are you? You wanted to see the Warhammer stuff, right? But I think it was a really good video, to be fair. So if you're interested, his name is Bog. I will upload it on YouTube, so there will be his channel linked anyway, so you can check that out. This one was one of the most entertaining tutorials I've ever seen before. It did not feel like 30 minutes. It was really nice. And we learned something new. We learned that USB is Universal Serial Bus. So long with it. Well, it was pretty nice. That was a really... Wait, Hangry, do you need the video maybe for more learning practices? Who didn't know that? I didn't! Here's the video. I didn't! If you want to learn a little bit more, Hangry. And PowerPoint, yeah. Nobody! Don't make fun of me. I can't know anything. Did you never have an inked course in ICT? What is ICT? Dude, Germany and technology, don't even try to put that together in one bucket.